It's the 14th of December 2024 today, and we're going to do a quick tour within Rotorua to have a look at a Māori village and some geothermal features. The rest of the day will be mundane duties like catching up with laundry, etc. The Māori Village is not a fake tourist thing. It's a living, functioning village and people live there. It's built around some of the geothermal features that Rotorua is famous for, so it presents an opportunity to look at the geothermal features and Māori village life. Unfortunately, the geothermal features change over time and the village is slowly being destroyed by them. The village can't be moved as it's hemmed in by other urban development. Many people have been forced to live outside the village but still come back, in some cases almost daily, to use the village facilities. Opening the village up to guided tours and selling merchandise has been a way to sustain the village and benefit the residents. It's also an insight into the pros and cons of living literally on top of hot springs and volcanic vents. Just having a little walk to downtown Rotorua, do a little bit of shopping. Just noted one interesting thing. The legends I've heard that the sulphur smell from the geothermal areas permeates the whole town. No, I think it's not really true. I mean, if you give it a good sniff, it's that little sort of sulphurous, but yeah, hard to tell. I'd have to call bull on that one. Visiting a Māori cultural village in Rotorua where they show off a bit of the Māori culture. It's also a thermal area here, but I don't think we're going to look at that after yesterday. Speaking of thermal, there is down in this depression a thermal area with a couple of geysers and blah blah blah, and again people sort of talk about the terrible hydrogen sulfide smell, etc, etc. It's a little bit, but nothing much. Anyway, I got a bug on my arm and I need to see if it's a bitey one or not. This is actually the full name of the village here. Not as long as the hill we missed, but this is the name of the hill we didn't see. It's the longest place name in New Zealand and some say the world. Okay, just strolling down to see the show. I didn't realise we were going to do the tour afterwards, otherwise we would have got the big camera. We'll do what we can on the phone. And again, it's a bit sulphurous, but I don't know why people comment on it so much. Geothermal areas in the guys. Oh, it's cool here under the trees, it's hot in the sun.
On that rock, we have 4 geysers that are active up on that rock. It's only to my far left, our far left. There's a little bit of steam coming from it. That's called Waikoro. The two guys is in the middle that are blowing for you now. To our left, Puhutu, to the right, Te Tohu. Puhutu, the big splash, Te Tohu, the Prince of Wales feather. Then right down the front of this, right at the tip of this rock face, there's another geyser there, Kereru. And Kereru is a native bird here in New Zealand. Our two that are blowing now, yep. Back in the early 80s, they would blow up to 100 feet high. Kid you not, you could go back down the main street of Fenton Street, head towards town, look back, you could see them in full flight. They were stunning. They would blow every 30 to 40 minutes back then, and when they blew 6 to 9 minutes long roughly. Today, with all the geothermal activity, the massive changes in the land, and the other side coming down. Yeah, for now. For now. Yeah. That place over there is called Te Puia. That we built that back in the early 70s. When we built it around the motivation for our people to have somewhere to live the people as well. Yeah, since they took the valley, that's what we did to counteract it. As of 14 days ago, it's been a 28-year battle fight in and out of Māori land courts. But we've finally got this whole valley back. It's been given back to the people. So now all the people need to do is decide if we're going to be two separate entities or we're going to amalgamate. Our world delegates on guided tours through our home. Some of those elements of the Royals. She would take them on guided tours. This lady was gifted. When I say gifted, she was known as a tohunga. A tohunga is in anthropology. She met a man. She did return home to pay service to the people for many years after that meet. But she ended up following her heart, went back to that.
This is the house where one of the original guides lived, still owned by the family. It's a little bit ramshackle now, and I hope they bring it back to its full glory. But look at the glorious posts and everything on the veranda.
A way of living, we sleep in our houses. The rest of the living is done outside here. The cooking, preparing of food, bathing. These houses, they don't have bathing areas or showers. They're lucky to have a one-bedroom open space and a toilet facility. The rest of the living is done out. We come to our first method of cooking. We have 5 of these boxes in and around this area. We call it a steam box or a Māori microwave, if you like. Pressure broken through the ground. We boxed it off, made a lid. It works just like a slow cooker or a steam cooker at home. How do we cook? Pots and pans today. Yeah, I'll prepare my pot before I come in for my early morning bath. All the ingredients goes in, a little bit of water, seasoned, lid goes on. As I walk past, I'll drop my pot. Put the lid on, a rock goes up on top. Tells the people that there's food cooking in there, don't lift the lid unless you're going to put food in. You see 2 rocks up there, that means it's full, go find another rock. 2-3 hours, your food is done, your food is lovely. And you definitely don't taste what you smell. Otherwise we wouldn't be eating, period. But yeah, your meat is tender, your vegetables are lovely. You can cook steamed pudding in here, bread, fish, rice, soup, casserole, right in there. Traditional hanging, instead of doing it in the ground, we use the steam boxes. The only difference between the two, you don't get the earth taste when it's cooked out of here. It's just the steam taste. But it's a healthy way of cooking your food, absolutely. Second method of cooking, hot spring pool. Pare koru, pare rippling koru, murderous and murderous cooking water. My name for this pool is champagne pool.
Look at the colour of it.
Stunning. Every now and then she'll blow bubbles. These are the champagne bubbles, hence the champagne pool. Temperature, 90 to 100 degrees Celsius. She maintains her heat right around the calendar. She is her own primary resource. She feeds herself. She is bottomless. She has no bottom to her. She goes straight to adapt her body to this environment. This is not like moving into the next township. There's a lot of energy running out to move this ground. And although the water is healing, it does have its adverse.
I like the name tags there. The tags here attached to your cooking, because you said this is still used. This is not just a touristy thing. The tags here attached to your cooking so people know whose is what. Steam's come up, but you get the colour of the water better here, and that's some corn cooking in the here on the left. It's got terraces going up. I seem to be a bit obsessed with terraces. But
come on over, guys, we're going. We're going to jump in on Mike's tour. He's going to give us the lowdown on this area here.
I'm going to make most of it up. Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to touch the water, this is one of these faster flowing channels. And when you dip your fingers in, please be very careful, the water's still very hot. The idea is this. Lift it in, very slowly, dip them as wet as you can without burning yourselves, and rub them together straight away. They should feel oily, silky, soapy, soft, smooth. If they do, we call it the oil baths. If they don't, we don't. Now we fill these baths from the hot spring we've just come from. The overflow of water, comes down that very narrow channel in the background. You see it? Yep. Look at these two holding tanks. A very expensive place. Control the water flow from the top of the channel down to the baths. So what we use is what we call the trickle down effect. As the water's trickling down, it's cooling down. When it reaches these two bays, keep it very thin so it cools down even more. And during the day, our maintenance crew will come down and start releasing these channels at a different time. So when the villagers come down to the bay just after 5 o'clock this afternoon, each pool will be a different temperature. So you choose the temperature that suits you best. So at one end we cook in the water, this end bathe in it. Now those people that live in the city that are affiliated with that, which is just about everybody, they'll bring their evening meal with them. They'll pop it in the hot spring up above, and they'll come down and take a bath while it's cooking. They're actually bathing in the same water that they're cooking their evening meal in. The water itself, wonderful for arthritis, rheumatism, joint pain, skin complaints, sports injuries. Also very good for your hair and your skin. There is no need to use hair shampoo or soap in the water because the minerals in the water will take care of those needs for you. Now, the villagers will bathe before 8 o'clock in the morning, after 5 o'clock in the evening. Keep it free during the day because they bathe naked. Whether it's with a family member or a next door neighbour, there's no secrets in the village. Men, women, children, one in, all in. Joke. I bathe about 4 o'clock in the morning when there's no one about. Saves them all going blind. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is just a very brief description of the oil bath or the village bathroom here in the village. So, I'm not sure whether Kylie would...
All my life growing up there and watching him, he's the boss. And when he goes off, yep, he takes out the whole valley with him. Our hunters and gatherers, they do that water. My children, they suffer from skin allergies, dermatitis.
This one is actually a geezer called Rotorua, which means grumpy old man, named after me. And they reckon when this one only goes up twice a year, but when he does, he shuts down everything in the valley. Also like me. Steam. He's really active. But the guide said before this one goes up, you really know there's seismic activity and all sorts. That's the hot water channel that leads from the spring where they were doing cooking. And I run it down there. Those pans down there they used to cool the water before it goes into the baths near that shed there. So, talk about low energy hot water. It's that yellow soft sulphur that's condensed out.
We utilise this house for any wedding ceremonies, funerals, any cultural workshops, programs, tribal meetings, we use this house. We have two names for this house, Whare Nui, the big house, or Tupuna Whare, our ancestral home. The structure of our ancestral home is that of our ancestors' body. How do we get this? Right out the very top there, that little man and that head represents our two ancestors, Wahiao and Tewhakarewarewatangaoteopetauaawahiao. Podium coming straight down at the start of the backbone. The rafters either side of this head are the outstretched arms, panels erected up off the ground, I believe. Up inside the roofing, you can see black and white panels. They run from the front all the way to the back. This is the roof cage, door, mouth, window, eye. The carvings out the front of this building. That's our written language. Yep. This is how we retained a lot of our cultural history, how we migrated here, genealogies all through these carvings. It is a coded language. The only time you get to know what these talk about is when it's shared with you by your council of elders, your chief, or the master carver that built this building. You'll see the 3 fingers on the carvings. This represents birth, life, and death. Should there be a fourth, this is life after death. We can accommodate people in here. It's popular with our school groups. They do their camping trip here. We're fully equipped. They'll stay in there fully equipped. The name of my home is Tewhakarewarewatangaoteopetauaawahiao. Translated means the uprising war party of Wahiao. Wahiao, he's one of 2 ancestors that the people derive from. Kia ora.
Thank you. Tomorrow we'll be heading off to Auckland via one of the other most famous places in New Zealand next to Rotorua. No spoilers. Well, you know what it is if you looked at the map. Hope you enjoyed this short video and we'll see you then.